I've got to be honest with you. I'm sick and tired of all the fear mongering, the alarmist content that's being put out there about the real estate market and the real estate market in Kelowna. It's not helping anyone. But what it does do is gets a lot of clicks. We hear this is collapsing, this is crashing, and it's true about real estate across Canada, but it's not really helping anybody, and it's not telling the full story either. And if you're anything like me, you get tired of all of the negativity. So I wanted to make this video for you just to share my thoughts. It's kind of a bit of a rant, but I really want to talk about what's really happening in the local real estate market. And especially for people like me that are here, Kelowna real estate needs to crash. Well, let's think about that for a minute. If the market in Kelowna completely collapsed, what does that mean for the broader economy? I think if the market here completely collapsed, it's going to have lasting problems or lasting impression on the entire market. I think or the entire economy, if the market in Kelowna completely crashes, we have bigger issues in the economy as a whole. That means people are losing jobs, people can't afford things, people start losing their houses too. And what's interesting about that is if there's a bunch of job cuts and wages come down, it doesn't matter if the real estate market crashes or collapses because no one's going to be able to afford to buy houses anyway. So let's take a look at what's really happening in the market in Kelowna, because if you buy into that alarmist stuff and negative headlines and that the market's crashing, you're going to miss out on the opportunities that there actually are in this market. The market is down, $100,000 in the benchmark price from the market peak of 4 or 5 years ago, and things are probably more affordable than you think they are, or the impression that you're getting from all of the negative fear-mongering content that's out there right now, whether it be the media on YouTube or talking to friends and family. So let's have a look at some of the numbers and see where things really stand. And as I mentioned earlier, like if we look at the benchmark price of a home in Kelowna, in 2022, that benchmark price was over $900,000. This is the benchmark composite price, so this is everything that is in the market. So we were around 900,000. That market correction in 2023 brought it down to 761,000. So that's a $140,000 drop from the benchmark price at the market peak. If we look out further this way, like today we're at about 795,000 as that benchmark price, and it's been pretty flat lately, but prices have been appreciating over the last 6 months. That means prices are starting to climb again, but there is a big opportunity there. And if we have a look at what's actually available on the market, and we talked about affordability, these are two different price ranges that are available right now and how many listings are on the market. If we look at the sub $300,000 price range, there's 75 listings in Kelowna proper under $300,000 right now. Compare that to back in 2023, there was only 28. So we have gone up 300% in the number of available listings under $300,000 since January 2023. And if we expand that up to a $400,000 price point, there's 145 listings currently available today on the market under $400,000. So if you're a first-time buyer or even someone looking to downsize, you have a lot of choices in this market that probably weren't available to you just a couple short years ago. And if we look back too at 2023, there was only 64 properties available under $400,000 just 3.5 years ago. So that's a significant increase from where they were before. And now you might be saying to me that $300,000 is not an affordable home. And yeah, it is expensive for a one-bedroom apartment, but if you're a first-time buyer and you're trying to get in the market, or even someone that's downsizing into something smaller to free up some cash flow, the payments aren't actually as much as you think they might be. If we take a look at a mortgage calculator, let's just take a purchase price of $300,000. The minimum down payment on something like this is only 5%. That's $15,000 that you need down to purchase something for $300,000. If we take an interest rate of 3.89% over 25 years, your payment on a home like this comes in at under $1,500. per month. Now you're going to have strata fees and insurance on top of that, but your core payment is only $1,500 a month, which probably isn't much more than rent would be. And if you stretch that out over a 30-year amortization, it drops your payment down to just over $1,300. So is it affordable for one bedroom? Maybe not in everybody's eyes, but there are a lot of opportunities in this market to get into the market if you want to. But if you're just reading headlines and looking at all the fear-mongering stuff that's going on out there, or that the market's collapsing and it's making you uncertain whether you should buy right now because you think prices are going to drop even more, there are opportunities for you right now, and it's probably a good time to get in because there's not a lot of competition, because the media, the social media, the YouTube posts are telling you the market's shit, to be honest. So you're thinking it's not a good time to get in, but so is everyone else. So that market that we saw a few years ago where there was competing bids and you were losing in multiple offers, it's not happening right now because there's not a lot of buyers buying, and that competition is simply not there. So what's the point of all this video? Well, I'm tired of hearing that the market needs to crash, because an all-out crash in any market in Canada is not healthy for the economy, which is already struggling. If it's not affordable because people can't get in, I totally understand that, but there are opportunities if you want to get on the property ladder and you want to just get in, start paying for something, building equity so that you can buy your dream home with your second or third home, or even for downsizers or someone that's retiring. There are plenty of opportunities for you if you know where to look. And, if you're anything like me, you're tired of the fear-mongering, the dramatic headlines, anything like that, and you want to know the truth and what's really going on in the market in Kelowna, give this channel a follow. That's what I talk about all the time. And if you have questions or comments, drop them down below. Thanks for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time.